Jordan Chiles' controversy, reveals USA Gymnastics mistake, but fight for bronze isn't over. Jordan Chiles isn't out of the woods just yet. While the CAS and IOC's decision to ask the gymnast to return her medal is being heavily contested by the USA's authoritative bodies, it looks like minor details can play a crucial role in how things will pan out ultimately. With the waters still murky, it's yet to be seen if the Washington native can hang on to her individual Olympic medal, but new information continues to emerge, underscoring how entangled the entire mess is. Just yesterday, a new piece of startling information came forward highlighting how the CAS panel chair for the Jordan Chiles case has been closely associated with the Romanian government on multiple occasions. With the personnel's bias already making fans question how the matter is being handled with fairness, it looks like more troublesome issues created greater hurdles for the USAG to seek fair justice. Gymnastics and Olympics bodies of the USA stand firm behind Jordan Chiles. A post by USA Today journalist Christine Brennan on X from just hours ago claims that the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee and the USAG were denied an appeal against the CAS because of a rather petty reason. The USOPC details procedural errors made by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, reads the caption of the post, as it explains that the CAS sent communications to the USOPC and USAG via erroneous email addresses, making it impossible to counter the court's notifications. Is Jordan Chiles the ultimate underdog in gymnastics? Share your thoughts. Earlier today, the CAS made its report on the issue public, noting that the USAG and its allies did not object to Hamid G. Garavi's appointment as the primary arbitrator for the case. Moreover, according to an X post by Jimim, the USA may have also accepted the fact that Cécile Landy's initial inquiry at the French capital was raised beyond the 1-minute mark. Behold another twist. USA Gymnastics soon responded by claiming that the CAS did not follow proper protocols, hence creating even more confusion. USA Gymnastics strongly disagrees with the Court of Arbitration for Sport's detailed decision released today, notes the official statement made by the apex gymnastics body of the country. While the USAG and USOPC reaffirm their pursuit to bring justice to Jordan Chiles, the UCLA Bruins star continues to get vehement support from her fellow countrymen. Chiles isn't left alone by her well-wishers. Amidst the fiasco, celebrity rapper Flavor Flav followed up on his promise to make Chiles a special gift to commemorate her performance at the 33rd Olympic Games. Earlier this week, the singer took to social media to unveil a massive diamond-studded bronze watch necklace made by Rockin' Stones for Jordan. With things still in flux about who will have the final laugh, this could be something to bring a flicker of a smile on Chiles' face right now. Moreover, even her mom Gina also Flav for his gesture to help the gymnast forget her ordeal at least temporarily. The issue has also drawn the attention of political figures in the country. Democrat Representative Stephen Cohen personally wrote to the CAS mentioning how the whole affair was brought upon Chiles because of the judge's initial mistake of scoring her wrongly. But will these efforts be enough to give Jordan her deserved hardware? Only time will tell. While Jordan Chiles took home the bronze medal in the final women's gymnastics Olympics event on Monday, August 5th, controversy has ignited as she initially finished 5th in the floor exercise final. But after Team USA filed an inquiry questioning the scoring of one of her skills, specifically a tour jeté full, the judges reviewed the performance. The inquiry was accepted, and Chiles was subsequently bumped to 3rd place. Simone Biles secured the silver medal in the event, while Brazil's Rebeca Andrade claimed the gold. Romanian gymnast Ana Barbosu, who was in 3rd place while Chiles' inquiry was under review, began celebrating with her country's flag on the floor. However, she soon realized that she had not won the bronze after all. The 18-year-old was visibly emotional and was seen leaving the event in tears during the broadcast.
It was a wild day here at Mercy Arena. Romania thought they had the bronze medal.
After the event went viral, many have weighed in on the situation, with some criticizing Jordan Chiles and her team for taking the medal away from Ana Barbosu. Team USA women's gymnastics coach Cécile Landy has had enough. In a Tuesday, August 6th Instagram post, Kankatolandi congratulated Jordan Chiles and Simone Biles on their Olympic victories, but the comments soon exploded, bashing the team for their inquiry request. Kankatolandi then took to the comments section herself, where she addressed a user who accused her and her fellow coaches of cheating to secure Chiles' bronze medal in the floor exercise final. "I shouldn't have to explain, but I will once," she began. Jordan's highest possible SV on floor is a 5.9. At quals and team finals, she received a 5.8, and we didn't question it because we saw that not all elements were completed. During floor finals, we thought was better, and being placed 5th with nothing to lose, I sent the inquiry so I wouldn't regret not asking, she continued to explain. I didn't think it would be accepted, and at my surprise, it was. Kankatolandi stood up for Chiles and herself, telling the social media users that she didn't steal anything from anyone, as she simply did my job and fought for my athlete. Do I feel bad for the Romanian athlete? Of course I do. It was so sad and heartbreaking to see, but it is the sport, she continued. You don't have to like it, but you do have to respect the outcome, and more importantly, respect Jordan and not drag her down because you disagree. She earned that bronze medal, her first individual Olympic medal, and I couldn't be more proud and excited. In a post-event interview with NBC Sports' Zora Stevenson, Jordan Chiles discussed the unexpected and emotional turn of events. "This is just a dream come true. It's my first time ever in an event final. Like we said, it was a redemption tour, and I just wanted to come out and do the best that I could, per the Today show. So this medal means everything. First event final, first event medal, like, oh my gosh, I'm very proud of myself."
I think I'm still on a high just from us getting a gold for team. I've just been trying to cherish every moment that I've had since, and it's been a whirlwind, I can definitely tell you that. But I did get to kind of celebrate going to Disney in Paris, so that was really fun, and it was pretty cool. Definitely my pinch me moment would be getting my floor bronze medal. It's still crazy that I am a bronze medalist in my first ever team, like my first ever event final. That was the first time I ever made an event final in the Olympics, so I was like, this is crazy, this is beyond. It's still like, I'm like, me just carrying my medals around, I'm like, there's no way that I have two, and one's for an event, an individual event, so I'm really happy.
I mean,
there were so many emotions. Obviously, if you look at the pictures, I'm crying, boo-hooing, the most ugliest cry I've ever seen myself do. But I think just in that moment, it felt right. It felt right, like, wow, I actually did something, because with what had happened, it could go either way. It could go up, it could go down, it could stay the same. So I was just happy, and my coaches, and I'm pretty sure even Simone said, like, she was more happy for me than for herself, which is crazy to say, but I definitely, like, felt every emotion that was happening within just, like, us being there. It was, I think of Cecile as another mom. She's done so much for me just within my gymnastics and within my confidence for myself. When I first moved to Texas, I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know anything like that. So having her by my side, sticking up for me, I think it's really cool because you never know with what social media just like sucks in general. Like, I don't like it. I call everybody a bully bot. Like, there's no point of having social media in my eyes, but I appreciate what she did, and I can't thank her enough because with times like that, it does get hard mentally, physically, like emotionally for a lot of people. So I do thank her for that. I'm that girl. I always say this. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. It's just an affirmation that I feel like really relates to me. I got it from Beyonce's album. The song is literally called I'm That Girl. It's very self-explanatory if you listen to the song. So I feel like it's just something that when life gets really hard, tough, like whatever it is, and you're just going through, you also have to understand you can conquer each and everything that's thrown at you, whether it's like, some people say coconuts, sometimes I say watermelons because they can be really, really hard. You just have to understand you are that girl because you are succeeding in a way that maybe not a lot of people can. So it's really cool to understand that people are understanding where I'm coming from instead of taking it and just running with it. So I really appreciate that, and I hope it will forever be something that a little girl can just put on a sticky note and put on her mirror and be like, you know what, I am that girl. With a group of girls, obviously, yes, it's really cool to say that we're the Golden Girls because we are except for one. We are older and we've all gone through a lot within ourselves. So this was more, the redemption tour kind of started off very, very strong. We went into qualifications really good, team finals, each and every one of us, with the individual route. So I think with us being as mature as we are, we all had things within ourselves that we had to fix in order to become together as this big bond of girls going out and competing. And I think having conversations within our apartment in the village or just within somebody else and you needed to talk to them was like the biggest thing for us. That's how we did create this huge bond. I always like to stay connected with anybody, whether it's through social media, whether it's just saying a hi to somebody on, a text message. Obviously, me and Simone have been around each other for a very long time, so there's no doubt that you won't see us together, on social media or even with whatever happens in life. So I hope we all stay connected. We all have our different routes, different ways of, life right now. So we'll see what happens, but I do give greatest, biggest hugs to each and every one of them, so, because I couldn't be more proud. They did their thing. We all kind of came together to figure things out, whether it was like, oh, do you want to go eat in the dining hall, or do you want to go to the grab and go? I think it was more so of what you needed or what you felt was comfortable, because a lot of time me and Simone were just in the apartment like, oh, I'm gonna take a nap. Like, I'm gonna sit and watch TV or watch a movie, or I'll just be on FaceTime. So it just depended really on what everybody's mood was, because a lot of them, they did go on walks, or they would go to the grocery store that was on the village. We went to the Olympic store that was in the village. That was really fun too as a team. It was great.
Cool.
So I don't have any rituals.
You're not superstitious.
I'm not superstitious at all. I can put 800 different hair ties in my hair. I do not care. Different clips, I don't care. I think for Suni, I did say was her braids have to be a certain way, and if they're not, because I was doing her braids, if they're not, she will tell me to redo it. So I think that's Suni's superstition. I don't think she has one. Simone, I don't think she has one. I don't know. I've never asked her. Jade, I don't know. Hesley, I don't know either. But for me, I don't have any superstitions. I think the biggest thing, if I want to say it's a superstition, but it's not really, is I just pray with my family before I go out and compete. I've done that ever since I was little. But I did have one when I was younger. I thought the P.F. Chang's lettuce wraps were like the it thing before I had to compete, or like salmon. It was weird.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was like my dinner. I felt like my dinner had to be a certain way, because I won after I had. Well, moving to Texas, I think, was the biggest thing that I never thought I was gonna have to do in my life, because I was like, I'm not moving anywhere. I'm staying in Washington before I go to school and da-da-da. No, I guess God was like, no, you're gonna go, you're gonna leave, and you're gonna continue this, dream of yours. So moving to Texas, I don't regret anything. I loved every bit of it. I still love being out in Texas, training with my teammates. I think the biggest thing was having just those encouraging words from Simone before I did move, saying, girl, this is your dream. If you want to fulfill it, go out there. Nobody can change that. It's what you want to do within your life. So I really appreciate that she was right there by my side every step of the way. At first, when I moved to Texas, I'm going to be completely honest, I did not know what I was doing there. I didn't, because I was the only elite athlete back in Washington, so having other elite athletes in the gym, I was like, this is weird, I don't know how to act, I don't know what to do. But then once I got comfortable, it was we have a sister bond over there, and I wouldn't change the world for it, because all those girls are amazing and talented. I think she could kind of see it. I, would go over to her house, we would have conversations, I would have tough days. Because, changing a whole different environment when you came from one thing, it's really hard to, put yourself in a position of being that one person and not knowing, oh, what are these people going to think, right? So I think the biggest thing was just her being like, okay, I'm going to show you some ways. I'm going to show you how everything's going to turn out, and we're just going to let it ride out. So I think I just let her guide me in a good way, because a lot of the things that I've done or you guys have seen have been from her. And I think I really appreciate that, because whether it's within life or in my sport, I know who I want to be. Mm-hmm. It grew really close. I think it's it got closer as the days were going on, because we were always next to each other, or we're teammates, so we are always in the gym together. But outside, in the apartment, she'll come in my room and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm watching a movie. She's like, okay. And then she'd walk out, and then she'd come back like 5 minutes later. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm still watching my movie. But yeah, we would, she'd be like, okay, I want to go to the grab and go. I'm like, okay, I'll go with you. She's like, okay, good. And then she'd be like, are you ready? And I'm like, yeah. Like, well, it was really fun having her there. Just seeing her accomplish everything that she's done just makes me feel like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. So I'm happy that I have somebody like her in my life. Well, there's a thing in life that, people always say, we only train 2 weeks or 3 weeks to become an Olympian, but in reality, we've trained our whole life to become this amazing, talented, gifted person that, we want to express to everybody. So in that moment, it was my idea, actually. I was like, looked at Simone, I was like, should we bow down? She was like, what? I said, should we bow down? And she was like, yeah, I think we should. Because, as much as Rebecca has given us our flowers for the U.S. and she's done so many great things within her country, within herself, like, this girl has, I don't even know how many medals at this race. She's world champ. She's done a lot within, her lifetime of being an athlete, and despite all of her injuries that she's had previous, I think this kind of showed she's accomplished and she felt good. Like, her raising her hands, I felt each and every emotion that was going through her brain then. So it was needed just to give her flowers, and I'm a girl's girl, so I'm gonna give you your crown when it's needed, man. Like, there you go, needed, and you deserve it. So she deserved that moment. I don't know. I didn't call him that, but I just feel like he's the uncle to a lot of people. With having him in 21 commentate everything with Kevin Hart, I think it gave him a different perspective on sports and, that platform for him. So having him there actually in person and going to all these different events, whether it's equestrian, whether it was gymnastics, whether it was basketball, whether it was fencing, like, this dude was doing everything. So he's also done things within his life that people have just, wow, like, Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg, and you won't ever forget Snoop Dogg. So I felt like, that's like your uncle. You won't ever forget your uncle. You're never gonna forget what your uncle did for you, So this is Snoop Dogg Chiles.
I mean, he was sitting with your family in the crowd. What was your reaction to seeing that?
So I didn't know Snoop was sitting next to my mom until Simone was like, Snoop Dogg's up there, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And she was like, wait, he's sitting next to your parents, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so then that's that video you guys have probably seen everywhere, where, like, I'm dancing and he's dancing and all that stuff. So it was really cool. My mom had said that he was actually, like, asking questions about how gymnastics works and, like, was really invested into it. So I really appreciate people who, actually are trying to learn instead of trying to be like, oh yeah, I know this, that, and the other. And it's like, no, like, let's take it a step back here and, like, actually figure things out. And so that's what my mom was telling me, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
They bonded.
Yeah.
Did they exchange numbers?
I don't know. I should ask her, though. It's not a no, but it's not a yes. I think, right now, just soaking every moment that I can in right now, and just with the medals that I've gotten, I'm just still in awe again. Like, I have no words, but I can
know where
tell
you're gonna put them?
No, I don't. I don't know where I'm gonna put them. They're with me, though. They're with me everywhere I walk. I was going through security, and they were like, oh my gosh, and I was like, yeah, no, don't touch those. I have a big, humongous, like, shadow box with all my accomplishments that my mom created in our house, so maybe they'll go in there, and we'll see from there. But I also am going back to UCLA, so they will be traveling. Since I was 7, I've been in, the spotlight, the elite area, the international of being in gymnastics, so college is a different perspective. And I learned a lot from my first 2 years of just myself and, the maturity aspect of things. And time management definitely taught me a lot. So I just wanted to, represent those 4 letters again with UCLA and see where it takes. Because I feel like there's some things that are missing within my college career that I can accomplish.
Okay, well, you got 2 years to make it happen.
Yes.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
I've been
you.
to that campus. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love campus. I miss it all the time.
Yeah.
I be looking at, like, all my friends. They're like, oh, I'm doing that. I'm like, man, I miss campus. I miss the girls out there, so.
Do people stop you all the time on campus?
Yes, and sometimes they'll stop me on a scooter. I have my bird or something on campus, and they're like, oh my gosh, is that Jordan Chiles? And I'm just like, I can't really stop. I'm going really, really fast. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I still have more to do within my life to actually feel like I can say, okay, yes, I am a top celebrity, or yes, I've been in that famous era.
How do you top winning a gold medal?
Community. I feel like I have a lot more to give within the community. Yes, a medal can, bring a lot to you, but when you've dedicated your whole life to one thing and you don't get to see the perspective of what, especially my siblings, they had to sacrifice a lot, and being able just to like give back in a way and kind of show them a different route, a different path for what their journey should look like is something that I feel like, okay.
An inquiry in gymnastics is a challenge to a gymnast's score following his or her routine. The inquiry can only be submitted after the gymnast's final score has been posted, but before the event ends. In elite gymnastics scoring, athletes are awarded a difficulty score, D, and an execution score, E. Any given routine has a D score, starting at 0, based on the difficulty of the skills and connections performed. The E score, which begins at 10, is determined by how well the skills and connections are performed in the routine. Errors during the routine cause deductions in the E score. A gymnast's final score is the D score combined with the E score, subtracting penalties and neutral deductions, like stepping out of bounds. An inquiry can only challenge the D score. A verbal inquiry must be made before the next gymnast begins his or her routine, or within a minute of the score being shown on the scoreboard, if the gymnast is the last in the event. A written inquiry must then be submitted within 4 minutes of the verbal inquiry. The inquiry prompts review of the gymnast's routine and can lead to raising or lowering the original score. Chiles' original final score was 13.666 with a 5.8 D score. Based on the skills Chiles performed in her floor routine, Team USA coaches submitted an inquiry to lift her D score 0.1 point. The coaches told NBC that the skill called a gojayan, or a split leap with a 1.5 turn, was in Chiles' routine, but was not originally credited by judges. Upon review, the judges agreed that Chiles hadn't been awarded full credit on her leap and raised her score the 0.1 point to 13.766. During Monday's competition, Team Romania also submitted an inquiry regarding Sabrina Mănecă-Voinea's performance, but her score remained unchanged. In response, Mihai Covaliu, president of the Romanian Olympic and Sports Committee, posted a letter of protest on Facebook, requesting a re-evaluation of Mănecă-Voinea's score. The post also disclosed that the 17-year-old gymnast has made a public declaration to give up practicing this sport following the loss. The way of appreciating the score given and the refusal to present the reasons/evidence to reject the objection submitted within the period provided for by the regulation seriously damages both the image of international gymnastics, but especially affects the athlete, endangering his mental health, Covaliu wrote. Marcel Ciolacu, Romanian Prime Minister, later announced he would be protesting as he made the decision to skip the Paris Olympics closing ceremony. I decided not to attend the closing ceremony of the Paris Olympics, following the scandalous situation in the gymnastics, where our athletes were treated in an absolutely dishonorable manner, he wrote on Facebook. To withdraw a medal earned for honest work on the basis of an appeal, which neither the coaches nor the top technicians understand, is totally unacceptable.